Alright, trade recap, June 2nd. I actually took 2 trades today. The same trade though, just one on ES and one on NQ. The reason why I took ES first actually was not NQ was because ES actually took my level before NQ did, and we'll go over how I saw that. Alright, so for starters, same thing again, priority high, priority low. The main range that I'm going to be dealing with, right? Priority high and priority low, right? And then I drop down to the 4 hour. What do I see? Do I see any gaps getting disrespected or respected? Yes, we're respecting bullish gaps right here, disrespecting bearish gaps right here. Simple. Bullish on NQ now. ES, we are also respecting bullish gaps right here and disrespecting. This one is actually not fully disrespected yet, but we're trading up way past the midpoint of this gap, so we can assume that if it's trading above this halfway, that it's bound to get disrespected, as well as it already being disrespected on an NQ. We can kind of assume that it's kind of correlating. So another thing is too, I was looking on the 1 hour, right, on both assets. We're obviously disrespecting bearish here and also disrespecting bearish here, right? And something to note too is that we can kind of see this flag pattern that's going on, right? This just stacked highs and just slowly trending down, putting highs in. It's just basically low resistance liquidity, and the levels I marked out are this 1 hour gap right here and this 1 hour gap right here. You notice how ES already tapped into this 1 hour gap, but NQ is a little bit lagging behind to tap into this 1 hour gap. This 1 hour gap is essentially the same 1 hour gap over here. You see how it's created from this the first gap on this leg up. NQ or ES already took this, but NQ didn't, right? So now I'm kind of assuming, okay, if ES can tap into this and push higher, I can expect for NQ to do the same, right? But at this moment, I'm just waiting, right? Because market hasn't opened yet. I'm just waiting to see which where the setups can happen. So these are my points of interest, right? I'm waiting for price to tap or NQ to just trade down into here, right? And then going, oh shit, I think my mic was so far. All right. Oh shit, I should sound better now. Okay. There we go. So for, what was I saying? Yes, so I'm just waiting for price to reach down into here on NQ, and ES has already taken it. So now I'm dropping to the 5 minute, and I'm waiting for price to, as price develops, right? You can see right here, I see that we tap into this 5 minute or this 1 hour. So now I'm on the 5 minute. I'm waiting to see if this gets inverse, right? And look at this, clean inverse, but what happens? It's at 620, right? And I don't get my entry till like 625-ish, but honestly, it was just too clean of a setup not to take. We had all this LRL below, and then we had this high time frame gap tap. Usually I take like a 15 minute, but this is an hour, and we're respecting it as well as getting it highest time inverse. This was like super obvious for me, right? So I just literally had to take this. And at the same time, right, NQ was also pushing higher, which I did not want to happen. I wanted it to sweep lower before going higher, same like how ES did over here. So at this point in time, I'm just watching ES. So I'm watching this over here. And boom, we immediately just get a trade higher. I put my stops right here. And I think market opened right here. So I'm also watching NQ at this point to see, okay, maybe if we can get a retrace, to tap into this 1 hour, then I'll be interested in longs. And boom, we're just trending higher at this point on ES, and we just tapped into this break even right here. Right here, I took majority of my positions off, and then I went break even, and then I was aiming for this 15-minute gap up here. And then on NQ, oh shoot, I missed it. Let me go back. So on NQ, I actually didn't take a 5 minute because the 5 minute gap is super big right here, right? And if we were to wait for this to get inverse, like we should which is the rule, right? The highest time inverse, my trade would have been up here. Since I'm already kind of like, I've been trading this set up for a while, kind of get the nuances of it, so I can kind of anticipate like, okay, if there's a lower one that gives me a better RR, I'll take it. And a lower one was on the 4 minute. So after this 4 minute closes right here, I think I take, yeah, I still not that great RR, but a lot better than if we were to wait for the 5 minute to close, right? So I'm taking this on the 4 minute. Yeah, there you go. And I'm putting my stop loss at this swing low right here. The reason why I'm not putting it right here is, one, because obviously RR, but two is because if price is bullish, right, we shouldn't be disrespecting this gap anyways, right? We should be respecting this gap. So my stop loss over here should be safe, right? Because if we inverse this, then you know we're short, or the price is bearish. We don't want that to be happening. So I put it below this fair value gap, and I'm targeting the same targets, right? The same target right here, low resistance liquidity, and targeting low resistance liquidity, as well as a 15-minute gap where my final TP is. Yeah, this 15-minute gap was my TP. It's literally the same exact setup, just ES happened to create it first, you know? So yeah, and there we go. Just get immediately ran through first on NQ. So at this point, NQ is already done, and I'm just waiting on ES to start printing. Yep. And then we TP'd at 7:10 and held a runner all the way over here. Yeah, and eventually just played out. Yeah, boom, straight to TP right here. Super clean trade on ES in my opinion. Just pre-market. So I mean, it just happened before market open. So that's the only thing. Let me see. Also, another thing on NQ2. Oh shoot. Another thing on NQ2 is that usually when stuff like this happens, where it's like the entry is all the way up here and my target's already near there, I usually wouldn't have taken the trade, but because I was already in N or ES, which proved my thesis was right, which proved my plan was right, was we swept lower, and then we target these highs, and then if ES or NQ would have the same exact setup, then I'm even more confident that, you know, it would eventually hit my TP or play out the same way. It's always good to have both assets like correlating, meaning like they're moving the same. If they're moving the same, that's like the ideal trading conditions right there. Yeah, I think that's it. 2 trades today, and that was it. Yeah, on my phone. Yep. All right, catch you guys later.